Hi, myself, Rant from Rant Nerds. Welcome to another of my Rant Rants and my continuing set of videos based on the E3 conferences. So I have just finished watching the Ubisoft conference. So I had to catch it live. Usually it's quite late at night now, but I've had to catch it live. And Ubisoft got a bit of a bad name, but I quite like most of their games, if I'm honest. But yeah, caught the conference live. A lot more enthusiastic. Felt a lot more natural. One of the more natural conferences I've seen them do so far, so it's quite nice actually watching. It's quite nice watching guys who actually generally want to be making their games, enjoying it, and I see the developers up there. But Ubisoft, I've got obviously a bit of a tired name, but some of they show look quite good. But further, let's hit it. So first of all, their big sort of announcement was, well, at the very start was Mario and Rabbids Kingdom Battle. So the rabbits from Raving Rabbits, which itself is a spin-off of Rayman, has teamed up with Mario in a turn-based tactical action combat game, which basically makes it look like Mario Rabbids XCOM. It looked quite interesting. It looked kind of fun. The way you can combine and move, move your rabbits around, and you can like use each other to help. You can like jump off each other and do like double jumms. Looked really cool. Looked like it's all nice, and it is basically like a kid's version of XCOM. It looked kind of sweet. Obviously, being Mario and Nintendo involved, I've got his name down, Mario Moto-san. I'm hoping I'm pronouncing that right. Turned up to help them show it off and so forth, and it's obviously going to be a Nintendo exclusive, Switch exclusive, because Nintendo won't let go any of their franchises to anywhere else. But it looked quite cool, looked quite fun. It's not going to be by a Switch, which of Scars would be dead disappointed, who's one of my fellow presenters of our podcast. He'd be most disappointed to know that wasn't going to buy a Switch just for that, but it looked quite fun, looked quite good fun. Assassin's Creed Origins was next, pretty much similar to what we showed in the Microsoft conference. You're in Egypt, start Assassins, things like you've got an eagle now to scout out, which basically seems to be copied pretty much from Far Cry Primal. It looks pretty much, they didn't show me that much more than what we'd already seen in the Microsoft conference, so I'm not going to go over that too much, because I've covered most of it. I covered a lot of what I said yesterday, but it's nice to see Egypt being used as a game, so we don't see it enough. Then came The Crew 2, a racing game, online racing game, sequel to The Crew, again, which is an open world racing game. Race cars, off-roaders, bikes, boats, planes. Thought they looked very pretty, they were good. I have to say, I thought the cars looked a lot better than the one that they demonstrated on, I forgot the name of it, Forza on Xbox. I actually thought this game looked prettier. I think the cars looked definitely a lot better. The Forza cars inside looked a bit dull. It looked a lot more pretty than what we'd seen on the Xbox conference, so presumably it'll be on Xbox One X. I'll never get used to that name, it's such a silly name. But I presume we'll see that more on there. South Park. I didn't know South Park was still a thing. I thought South Park had long gone, but they've now not announced one but two games. The Fracture But Whole, I wrote down. Seems to be a game where you are infiltrating a group of, I don't know, it's all like, I feel like too many fights, but and then it's like some of you are superheroes and some other superheroes of adversaries, and it looked like it's typical. It has very typical South Park humour. I did find myself laughing at a few times while I was watching. I'm just thinking some of the bits in it now, which just make me giggle. They also announced later on a South Park, South Park Phone Destroyer, which is cowboys versus Indians versus everybody else. So it looks like a sort of turn-based phone game as well, which looks interesting, similar sort of humour level. We then got on to Transference, a VR game. Looks going to be a horror game, not much shown. The idea that these people have uploaded memories, new experience one of these memories. That looks promising. I must admit that we're seeing a lot of games this E3. It's pushing me on the edge of actually considering buying a VR headset. I am sort of now thinking, I am going to get myself one. I need more USB ports on my computer to power it, because I've got plenty, but I've already filled myself with other peripherals. But yeah, I'm really tempted now to pick up a VR headset now seeing these games coming out, and Transference as a horror game looks really interesting. It'd be nice to pick it up, so yeah, I'm really intrigued by that game. It looks kind of fun, kind of hot, kind of interesting. Like the sort of creepy sort of films about it. It feels really weird and really kind of odd, but yeah, I'm really tempted. I've not really seen much. I've seen more of it to actually make a decision, but I am tempted to get a VR headset now, thanks to that. We then moved on to Skull and Bones, which is like there's a pirate game in the Microsoft conference, which I can't remember the name of, which is very cartoony. This is like the serious version of it. Looks to be a team-based combat game. There's this. They do a lot of gameplay demos in this Ubisoft, which I'm quite pleased with. They showed the ships, sort of the movies of it, and they showed them actually fighting a combat between PvP, and it's called a loot hunt, and you had two lots of 5 ships fighting off each other. Looked really cool, looked really fun. But it's an online playing with other people. That's nothing I'm never going to do, but it did look really quite fun. I also like the fact that they have these part hunters turn up and you have to run, and they come after the team that's got the most loot, so it's sort of a way to end the game and make an interesting dynamic to the gameplay. Looked interesting anyway, so yeah, kind of cool. That's what I like that. Then we entered to one of the weird parts of it, where we have a weird dance routine featuring robots. Is it K-pop, Korean pop, or Japanese pop? Sort of bubble pop, they call it. And then I think a badger turns up at one point. I can't remember if was it a badger or was it a dog? Or was it a cow? It was something. I think it was a badger. Just turns up and they dance around it, and I really have no clue what was going on. I thought, this is where the game takes its, this is where the conference takes its weird turn. And I like the French, but they do some weird things, and this got that real feel about it. But it's advertising a Just Dance game, which A, it's not on PC, B, can't stand with an action game, so that's nothing to affect me at all, so not bothered by that at all, if I'm honest. Then we had this one called Starlink Battle for Atlas. So by the looks of it, this again isn't on PC, by the looks of it, you build your ship and then you can change attachments on the ship depending on, and it changes it in game as well, so you can sort of rebuild your ship as time goes on. I'm assuming that those are going to be a limited, you're going to perhaps get like a basic ship, then you're going to buy attachments for it, and some will be limited edition, and the limited will probably be ridiculously OP, and you're going to pay extortionate prices for them, a bit like an amiibos from Nintendo. It looked really pay to win nasty, so if there's a way to do it without having to buy the ship and stuff, because all these systems of, that's an actual physical thing you have to change bits on, that's great, but you've instantly put a life on it, because those bits won't last forever, and at some point you're going to lose one of them, or they're going to stop producing them, and then you're screwed. So not totally keen on that idea, to be honest. I'm interested how the technology works, because it seems to be that your ships can have multiple bits attached to them. I'm interested to see how the technology works there, whether it's this sort of little RFID chips in there which are being connected to. It'd be interesting to see how that actually works, but I'm more interested from a technological point of view and less from a gameplay point of view. It looks the ultimate pay to win. It just looked a bit silly to me. Then we on to Steep, a sports game with snowboarding and skiing. Sport games don't interest me, so not so worried about that. Then we come on to the bit I had been looking forward to, Far Cry 5. I am a Far Cry fanboy. I've loved every Far Cry game ever since Far Cry. I understand that the first Far Cry has nothing to do with the later Far Cries, but Far Cry 2, 3, 4 and Primal, I've loved them all. I've played them all the way through. I've enjoyed every single one of them. Far Cry 3 is probably my favourite of the lot. I played Primal though beginning part of this year, a few months ago actually. I finished playing Primal. Absolutely loved it. Loved the way the mechanics worked. Loved the way you had the pets and you could have an owl and fly around and tag things. Really enjoyed it. I love the alternate setting that you're in this tribe and so forth. That really worked for me. I really enjoyed it. I can't get over how much I love Far Cry. It's sort of that. It's like one of my favourite game series out there. We're back to the modern age, and this time we're in the US in Montana. where this religious cult has took over this sort of area in town. You're isolated there. You can't no mobile phones there. You can't call the cops or help or so forth. You're completely isolated. So obviously, that's basically the perfect environment for Far Cry. You're stuck in an area, big open world, and attack it as you wish. Still got your pets in there like you had in Far Cry Primal, so you have dogs. So whether you're going to be able to tame saber-toothed tigers, I don't know, but you've got at least a dog in there you can attack. So the big thing is you've now got people you can command. You can tell them to take out units. You can tell them to take in positions and so forth. You've got snipers. You've got like aircraft support. That looks interesting. Those sort of games die heavily on the command, how well it is, so it's interesting how well they do it. In a case of your guys become a liability, they have to be just the right stage of smart enough not to involve too soon, but at the same time when they do get involved, are actually useful and don't start becoming a liability. So that's going to be tricky. But they did go up with the pets in Primal, so I have some faith they'll do alright with the guys in this. The gameplay trailer looks cool, really, really Far Cry. Doesn't look like they've changed a great deal. It still has the same mechanics, but it's not bad. That's why I enjoy Far Cry. So I hope they don't claim too much, but I like them to be fresh in the sort of command guys. And your dog brings your guns back to you, which was really quite fun. I sort of went, oh bless. I'm not quite sure if a dog could carry like an assault rifle, but the thought was there, and it went, oh bless. It made me think of the buddy system for Far Cry 2. In Far Cry 2 you have buddies, and if you got injured in combat really badly, they would actually come and drag you off. And if they went and helped you in combat, you'd have them come help you. If they injured you, could heal them, but after so long you couldn't heal them anymore, and you had to like sort of give them an overdose or shoot them. And it's really quite heartbreaking. The first time I had to sort of put one of my buddies down, it was really heartbreaking. And I remember losing somebody because I tried to find a med kit and I couldn't find one, and I ended up going too far away and he disappeared from the game world, which was very sad. And then on to the one that's properly set the room afire. They released this very weird trailer. I'm thinking, God, this is weird. It's like this monkey talking to this like pig samurai, not samurai boss, or pig sort of mafia boss. And I'm thinking, this makes you think of Beyond Good and Evil, the weirdness. And it was Beyond Good and Evil 2! A game which, it's again another game sat on my uninstalled list. I know my family, my sisters played Beyond Good and Evil and they enjoyed it. And so I've got sat there. I mean, it looks funny. The sort of the character, the monkey that it was, I actually found myself laughing at, and the way he sort of bounced around and sort of his humour made me laugh. And you've got pig people in it as well. So what more would you want? But yeah, it looks really. I can see why the room went far, because as they say, it's been about 15 years since Beyond Good and Evil 1 came out. It's quite a gap, and people have been cramming for Beyond Good and Evil 2 for a long time, and they finally got it. That was it for the Ubisoft conference. It's probably, out of all the conferences I've watched, I think this and Bethesda's the one that I've been most interested in, and sort of followed and gone, yeah, that's quite cool. It felt one of the more well put together conferences. They sort of, the people there seemed to really like being there. You didn't feel too corporate following a script, which the other EA's and Microsoft conferences felt very like, here's your script, don't deviate from it, follow it. And it felt like people were more clapping and supporting, more out of politeness to the people presenting, less because they're into it. But the audience, they're showing shots of the audience, and as they're announcing games, people are really getting into it and really loving it. So that's quite cool. So that's me done for this. So there's a few conferences that I need to watch. There's the PC Gamer Show. I've not watched that yet. Didn't have time, so I want to watch the Ubisoft one first. I'm probably going to skip. I may sort of briefly watch the Sony and Nintendo conferences, but as a PC gamer, they're not really for me. The sort of stuff they have, most of it, Nintendo conference, for example, is a complete waste of time for me because it's not going to have anything on it that I'm going to overplay. And the Sony conference, again, is going to be more Sony focused. I mean, I watch the Microsoft conference because what tends to come out Xbox tends to come out on PC. So I may sort of half watch Sony one. Whether I'll do videos on, I don't know. But I will be watching the PC Gamer Show and having a look at that. And there's a few other sort of announcements coming up, which I may sort of keep out and do some more videos on. So hopefully look out for some more coming up. So very much watching and joining me today. I've been the Suffolk Ram from Rant. If you enjoyed, please subscribe to the channel. I look forward to seeing you on future recordings. Thank you very much. See you later.